Met Adelaide Kane on one of Australia's most iconic soap operas. She moved into Ramsay Street as Lolly, the troubled teenager of Lou Carpenter. And like so many of our homegrown actors, it helped launch her international career.
Heading for the bright lights of Hollywood, the 27-year-old actress has landed roles in Reign as Mary Queen of Scots, alongside Ethan Hawke in action horror The Purge, and most recently, Once Upon a Time. And we welcome Adelaide Kane live from Los Angeles. Adelaide, hello. You landed the role on Neighbours through a Dolly magazine talent contest. What a place to start. What did you learn from your time on the show?
Oh, God, I'd say it's more accurate to ask what I didn't learn. Being on a soap where you have to shoot 5 episodes a week, an episode a day, I mean, you learn to be fast, you learn to be efficient, you learn to hit your mark when you're told to hit your mark, otherwise you fall behind. So it was really just the most amazing training ground I could have asked for.
You've been doing so well in Hollywood for the last decade, Adelaide. Is the audition process getting easier, or is it just as tough as when you started?
I mean, it does. You can get used to anything. It does get easier the more you sort of go in room after room after room. You get a thick skin with all the rejection, but there's always a couple times a year there's a really special project that I'm really attached to, or you know, like creatively invested in or emotionally invested in, and you still get butterflies for those special projects that you really care about.
Adelaide, there's so many Aussie faces now in LA. Do you guys get to hang out much?
Oh, I get to see Ben Gurins quite a bit. I saw Ben Lawson recently. I got to work with Caitlin Stacey on Reign for a long time. I just saw Eliza Taylor at a convention in Arizona, which was wonderful to catch up because I've known her since I was 16.
What's the perception, Adelaide, of Australians in America?
That we're coming for everybody's jobs.
And you are.
and we are. I mean, I can't even argue that. We all come over here and we sort of snatch the acting work out from under our American brethren. And I'm not ashamed to say that we're really good at it.
Good for you. You landed a role in The Purge alongside Ethan Hawke, a very scary film. What was it like to work alongside Ethan?
Honestly, it's one of my most precious memories working with Ethan Hawke. He is an incredible actor. He's unbelievably professional. He has this sort of, you know, charisma and presence where people just listen to him. As soon as he starts speaking, everybody falls silent. It was really incredible.
Wow. You played the lead role, Mary Queen of Scots, in the TV show Reign. How do you prepare when it's a period piece like that?
Well, for Reign, I did a lot of research on who Mary was as a woman. I read, you know, respected autobiographies or biographies. Oh, I don't know if I got that right. Did a lot of research on her, who she was as a person, who she was politically, how other people saw her, and yet just a lot of reading, to be honest.
Do you think you'd like to do more costume dramas?
Yes and no. I love the horse riding and I love the costumes, but after 12 hours, of course, it gets incredibly uncomfortable.
Well, you worked with Lena Headey also on The Purge, I noticed there, Cersei from the Game of Thrones.
She's fantastic.
Is Game of Thrones one of those shows that everybody wants to work on? Is it kind of a thing for actors?
It definitely is. It definitely is. I mean, any time an audition for Game of Thrones comes up, it's always sort of a bit of a feeding frenzy, but they tend to do most of their casting out of the UK because they shoot around sort of the UK and in Croatia, I believe.
Now, Adelaide, you recently spoke out about the Me Too movement and how things are changing for the better. What's been your experience with the change?
Well, I'd say sort of the most interesting difference that I've noticed is less sexist character descriptions for women in castings. Which is wonderful to get a breakdown for a female character that's three-dimensional and isn't just like, you know, beautiful and friendly but not unapproachable, you know, or the sexiest girl in the room, a femme fatale. It's like, well, yeah, but what's she actually like? You're going for a look there, not an actual person. And I've also noticed that language people use with each other on sets has changed. People are just a little bit more careful of how they phrase things and what they say, and it's resulted in a far more sort of respectful environment to work in, which is
Yeah,
nice.
it sounds as if the awareness is really hitting
Isn't
home
it?
now, which
Absolutely.
is fantastic, Adelaide. Hey, you're really kicking goals. We really appreciate all your time with us this
Thank you
afternoon.
so much.
And all the very best.
Thank you
Keep
for
going.
having me.
Thanks so much.
Thanks,
Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Terrific.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Stick